Hey everybody, Chris here. In this video, we're talking about when the crypto bull market is going to start. That's right, the exact date that I think the bull market begins. Please be sure to subscribe to my channel, hit that little notification bell so you can be notified when my new videos come out, as well as when I do live streams. We were live on Wednesday night and we're talking about Bitcoin spot ETFs. That's right. There's a lot of confusion about ETFs. What's a futures ETF, spot ETF? And we talked a little bit about that. Essentially, a futures ETF are people just betting on the future price. There's no real Bitcoin involved in a futures. But a spot ETF, if an investor wants to put money into a spot ETF, that company that's backing that spot ETF needs to have the real asset behind it. So if there's going to be $200 billion flowing into the Bitcoin market through spot ETFs, that means there needs to be $200 billion of Bitcoin in wallets supporting that purchase of the spot ETF. So that's why there's so much excitement about that. Now, when is that going to happen? Well, let me show you what I'm looking at. So we start here with this Decrypt article. Ex-BlackRock director says SEC will approve a Bitcoin ETF in 3 to 6 months. Two former managing directors at BlackRock also say that U.S. approval of a spot Bitcoin ETF is basically a done deal. Now, they wouldn't be saying that unless they know something. So we'll start with that and we'll go to Twitter, with many of the approval deadlines for the spot Bitcoin ETF occurring in Q1 of 2024. Will this be the catalyst for the crypto markets to go into the next bull run? Hold on that thought for just a minute. We have Bitcoin Magazine. Former SEC chair says a spot coin Bitcoin ETF seems inevitable as every legal question around it has been answered. So that's from the SEC side as well. All right. Next, Forbes. BlackRock insider primes crypto for a huge $17.7 trillion Wall Street earthquake that could be about to hit the price of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP, the whole crypto market. Now, $17.7 trillion is the overall assets under management, but some are saying that there's probably just a percentage of that would actually be going into cryptocurrencies. Kevin O'Leary says things like, these big-time investors, they don't want everything to do with Bitcoin. But some of them may. And what is that percentage? Okay. Bitcoin Archive says SEC has been sending feedback and holding private meetings with applicants regarding their spot Bitcoin ETF filings, according to Bloomberg. The SEC is finally engaging, a big change from the contemptuous silence, delays, and eventual rejection. That sounds a little different. How about this one? The BlackRock spot Bitcoin ETF is expected to attract $200 billion worth of inflow. With only about 2 million Bitcoins remaining available for purchase, these are Bitcoins actually on exchanges, the potential impact on Bitcoin's value will be massive. We might be on the verge of a supply shock. Okay, so you're saying $200 billion out of that 17 trillion may be what the demand is for Bitcoin through an ETF. That's a pretty small percentage. So it could even be more than that. So when would this happen? Well, here is the schedule of all of the filings for spot ETFs. Not only Bitcoin, but there's also some Ethereum ones on here as well. So we've got Bitcoin and Ethereum's. We've got first deadline, second deadline, the third deadline, and the final deadline. This is what is set up for applications through the SEC for approval, and how many times the application can be reconsidered. Games, probably, but what I want to point you to is this one right here. And this is January 10th, 2024. That is ARK. ARK invests with 21 shares. The final deadline, January 10th, 2024. So these are in March for iShares, Bitwise, VanEck, WisdomTree, Invesco and Galaxy, Fidelities. So these come a little bit later, but with BlackRock's March 15th, but ARK Invest January 10th. So January 10th starts to be a date that you can see that would be the final deadline of the first one in line right now for that Bitcoin spot ETF. So we go to the block saying the SEC is likely to approve all spot Bitcoin ETFs at once, according to a former BlackRock executive, meaning they wouldn't just approve ARK's and then wait 2 more months to do BlackRock's. No, what they can do is they could accelerate BlackRock's and these others and approve them all at the same time, so not one of them would have an unfair advantage over the others. If the SEC is going to do this, that would all happen at the same time. And if that's true, what is the date when that happens? That's January 10th, 2024. That is the date the next crypto bull market begins. January 10th, 2024. What does that mean in terms of the 4-year cycles, end of the bear market? We look at the Bitcoin monthly returns heat map, talk about this a lot, bring it up during live streams. My next live stream is going to be Friday night, 10 o'clock Eastern time. That's Boston, where I am. So please be sure to tune in there, and we'll be following up on this video, having a lot more discussions, which we can expand on during the live stream. So please join me then. Look, October 2023 is already looking green. We had a green September, the first green September for Bitcoin in the last 7 years. So that is starting to look promising. We could still have a red November if we go back to 2019, 4 years ago, talking about the 4-year cycles, which we also talk about on the live streams. Look what happened. October was up 10%, but then we were down 18% in November, 3% in December, followed by 2020 with Bitcoin going green at almost 30%. So we could see at least a 30% rise in January of 2024 for Bitcoin. We already had a 39% this year. Could January of 24 be even more than that? Well, if we look at this and we look at that date and what can happen with Bitcoin spot ETF approval, all of that excitement and money coming into crypto, coming into Bitcoin, that could be huge. So overall, that's a lot of money that could be coming into the crypto market, and it looks like it may actually happen. That's right. And with that, not only will you have the price of Bitcoin going up, because that would be a lot of buying pressure, but as Bitcoin goes up, so do other cryptocurrencies as well. And some of them may also have their own catalysts and things that propel them upward. We've been talking a lot about Dogecoin and what could propel Dogecoin upwards. But overall, Bitcoin leading the way, that will be huge. There's also some applications, it looks like, for Ethereum spot ETFs. So why not Ethereum? Yes, Ethereum spot ETFs could follow. And I wouldn't be surprised if there was also an overall crypto spot ETF that would be created, maybe picking 10 or 12 different cryptocurrencies to follow, because that's not unlike a lot of ETFs that are in the stock market, where they have a grouping of a number of companies that they hold stock in for that ETF. We could have that in crypto. 10 or 12 different cryptos are held, and one of them could be Dogecoin as well. You never know. Let me know in the comments below what you think about this Bitcoin spot ETF and its effect on the overall crypto market, as well as, do you think that the date that I'm picking is when the next bull market is going to begin? Give the video a like. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I appreciate the support. We'll see you next time.